Yes. Oh,
So lovely. If you let us know a little bit about yourself, what you do and how you get into fitness industry.
oh, crikey. So, wow. I was 47 when I decided to change my career. As I said before, I used to be in technology actually. So, so I had a very sedentary kind of job, sitting down, building websites. But I decided I wanted to get a bit more active. And around the same time, I quit alcohol actually. So I quit alcohol and then decided to have a complete change of career. Um, yeah, so that's when I trained to be a personal trainer. So I did my training, gosh, when I was 47, which I'm 54 now. So I got into, yeah, fitness then. I've always been
Mhm.
active, but and I've always enjoyed exercise, but yeah, I guess I went from one sport to another and then, loads of activity. I've always done something sporty, lots of cardio actually. So yeah, so as I got older, I started to realize the importance of having muscle and getting strong. So I was always under the belief of thinking that skinny was healthy. But as I got older and I was going through perimenopause and then menopause at 50, I felt like I wanted to get strong and support my body, um, through the next phase really of my life. So that's when I started strength training. So I started strength training at 50. So I was practicing being a personal trainer before that. And then I built a gym. I was lucky enough to build a gym in my garden. And I was 50 then. And then I started training my clients then. And I got big weights in. I got an Olympic bar. And I just
Wow.
thought, wow, this is great. I'm gonna have a go at this. So yeah, so I started lifting weights at 50. Um, yeah, and before that, I was fit, as I said, but I didn't really have muscle. I wouldn't say I was quite weak. So yeah, so
Wow.
that was the start of building muscle and started my strength training journey really at 50. So yeah, I mean, I never once thought, oh, I'm too old for this. It didn't really enter my head. I just thought, let's crack on. Let's lift some weights. So obviously I didn't start off lifting heavy weights because you can't. You have to do it very, very gently. You start off with even body weight
Mhm.
and then resistant bands. You start off doing things like that and then go on to very lightweight. So and then you start lifting. Once you've learned the movements and good form, then you can start introducing heavier weights. Yeah, so
Mm.
and now 4 years later, I'm 55 this year, so yeah, I'm quite small. I'm 5'3", and I weigh about 50 kilograms, so I'm quite petite, but I can back squat 55 kilograms. So yeah, I'm lifting more than my body weight. So
Wow.
and bench pressing 32.5 kilograms. So yeah, it's just I can't believe how strong I've got really because I'm only little, and
Mm.
but it's all through
Amazing.
strength training, and just doing it consistently. I work out 3 times a week with strength training, so doing full body, and I've done that consistently. That is the key with all of it, is just staying consistent, and you don't have to be perfect. It's just all about being consistent, really. So, and I've done that consistently now for, yeah, 4 years, and it's changed my
I
life.
can
I mean, strength
see it.
training,
I mean, you look amazing,
it's all
unbelievable,
about that.
beautiful.
But,
It's just so
oh,
great. So it's
oh,
just 4 years, but you're talking about how important it is to be consistent. That in many cases, my patients, even myself, that's one of the pitfalls that the consistency, how you managed, I mean, what's your advice to everyone to be able to keep up and keep that consistency?
yeah, it's tough. I mean, especially when you kind of don't feel motivated. It's normal to feel like that. But I guess I just made an obligation to myself, and I just thought, you know what? I'm just you know, I know what I'm doing is going to be good for my health and it's making me strong. And I guess the goal was to always kept me going was I want to be strong in my later years. I looked at my mum, bless her, she's not here now, but she never really, this wasn't around then, was it? I mean, back
Mm,
then, they didn't really train like this. And, I watched her. Oh, she was so tiny when she died. She was 81, bless her. But, she just shrank. She
mm,
just shrank. She wasn't tall anyway, but she was tiny at the end. But, that was to do with osteoporosis. So basically, she just kept shrinking and her muscle. And then, of course, she had issues with her back, her joints, and her muscle mass she just got tiny, and she shrank, with her bone
mm,
density and everything. And I just thought, I don't want to be like that. I want to be strong. I want to be strong. And if I'm lucky enough to have grandchildren, I want to be there. I want to play with them. I want to swing them around on the beach. I want to make dens, sandcastles. I don't know, for as long as I can. All right. I don't want to live until I'm 105. I just want to be healthy and I want
mm.
to be able to continue the things that I love to do for as long as I can. That's
It's,
my
it's It's
motivation.
great. We know how important it is, and especially for women, for us, midlife, as we grow older, we lose muscle. That sarcopenia that comes because of losing estrogen and progesterone and testosterone with going downhill, we lose muscle. So it's so important with that strength training to build it up. It's so
Yeah,
important.
it's so important. And, estrogen is such an important little hormone, that estrogen hormone, and it affects, your body in so many ways. Aren't there so many different symptoms that, we go through in perimenopause? It's quite hideous sometimes. But yeah, I mean, I went through perimenopause and I didn't even realize I was going through it. And then I hit menopause, and that's when I started strength training. And so you can do it at any age. You really can start lifting weights at any age. And I think the sooner you do it, the better. And it will help your body. It really will make it stronger. And yes, as we get older, we lose muscle mass and we lose bone density.
Mhm.
And that's what makes us frail. But the only way to combat that is to lift weights and,
Mhm.
and do it consistently and don't stop. So yeah, it's a lifestyle change that you have to make really. You have to change up your exercise in midlife really and try and stay as strong as you can.
Yes. Very important, especially, I mean, myself noted in perimenopause, as soon as I hit 40, 41, 2, around that time, I started having this fat around middle. So that again, increasing insulin resistance and more fat and less muscle, that's not good. So we have to work on it. And that's again due to our hormones
Yeah.
hormones, especially estrogen, which does all these changes in our body. You mentioned you used to do lots of sports before getting into strength training. So what did you used to do, or you still do?
Oh gosh, I've done so many things in my life, but yeah, I mean, in my 40s, I'll go about that far. I was doing lots of running,
Mm,
so I would do lots of cardio, cycling, and lots of running. So, I thought to be healthy, you just had to run and do as much cardio as possible. And it wasn't really, I don't know, talked about, strength training back then, really. It kind of, for women especially, I thought it was for bodybuilders and that was it. But now there's more information coming out
mhm,
about how important it is to keep our muscles healthy, and at any age really, but more important as you get older,
mhm.
because you start losing that muscle mass actually after the age of 35.
Yeah.
So, and when you get to the age of 60, it escalates. It
Mhm.
really escalates. So, now's the time to start preparing for that muscle loss and start trying to keep hold of it, really. And
Mhm.
yeah, the only way is to strength train. So, yeah, so I went from doing hours and hours of cardio in my exercise routine, and I swapped it out. So now I do strength training 3 times a
Mhm.
week, but I do layer in the cardio. That's still important.
Mhm.
But strength training is priority for me. But you know, cardio has its place as well. It's still really important because strength training is for muscle and bone health, and cardio is for your heart and lungs. So you know, you do need a combination of both. So, but you have also when you get older, you know, you need a little bit of interval training in there, but you know, low impact cardio. So I like going on the treadmill and doing an incline treadmill walk. I'm really into that at the
Mhm.
moment. So I kind of do that 2 or 3 times a week, which is so good because it's low impact. So it's good for our joints. And also, you're not burning away that muscle that you've built, and you really want to preciously hold on to that. So low impact cardio is really good. But I like to do like a spin class as well once a week.
Mhm.
So that's good interval training as well. So that's really
Mhm.
important. And also jumping's really important as well. So
Yes.
skipping is great. So with my clients and my face to face, well actually on my online clients as well, I get them all doing skipping because
Mhm.
skipping is such a good thing as well to integrate into that strength training because it's the impact. It's
Mhm.
so good for your bones, your bone density. So, you know, you don't have to do it for long, but skipping's great. I mean, it's so cheap to buy a skipping rope and
Yeah.
incorporate that into your day. I mean, it's such a great activity. So, yeah, it's a lot of mix of everything, but strength training's at the top. Yeah.
So you do something every day, but different. So 3 times strength training and then in between cardio.
Yes, I mean my week will probably be well three lots of strength training. I walk daily. I mean I've got a little doggy, so I'm always out walking my dog
Mhm.
anyway. So that's really important. That's so good for stress, and you know walking is such an underrated exercise. It's absolutely fabulous. It's great for fat loss and it's great for your mental health. It's absolutely fantastic. You should just walk every day anyway.
Mhm.
That's a must, really. But yes, I like to incorporate. So I like to do a spin class, a group cycling class once a week, and then, as I said, I like to do that incline treadmill walk. Probably do that twice a week as well. So,
Mhm.
but I don't do longer than 35 minutes on that. So you know, I don't spend hours. People seem to think that I spend hours in the gym. You know, I mean, my strength training takes an hour each time.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm quite efficient now. So that's 3 hours. And then I do my incline walk in. So that's probably 35 minutes each. And then my spin class, that's a 45-minute class. So, and then I walk every day. So, you know, I'm not spending hours in the gym, and I don't know how
Mhm.
much percentage of my week that is, you know, but yeah, it's you don't have to overcomplicate it and think, gosh, I really, you know, I need to do all these hours, and you don't actually. You just need to be efficient with your
Mhm.
training.
Amazing. So listen, ladies, so important. Those muscles, so important to build up muscles, to burn more calories, to have a higher metabolism and get rid of fat. In fact, these muscles act like just absorbing all the sugar out of your bloodstream and increase insulin sensitivity. So for us, which become more insulin resistant, having more muscles help to balancing our hormones, increasing our testosterone and growth hormones, so many things. Amazing.
Yeah, muscle, it really is the key. I
Yes.
mean, it's fabulous. I mean, yeah, it's such a precious organ. It is the organ for longevity and for
Mhm.
healthy aging. I really do believe that. And there's more science-backed evidence now coming out about it. And, you know, I think, you know, you just have to look after that muscle. It really is key.
So we start, well, whoever is just starting listening now. So you mentioned to start even with body weight and then gradually build it up. So what is the recommendation? How soon and we can go up with the weights? Again, I think it's very personal, but your recommendation and thoughts on how fast we can go up.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's all about starting, if you're starting from scratch,
Mm-hmm.
really, it's that, going into a gym and then, getting a trainer to show you the movements. I mean, strength training is all about the key movements. So a push and a pull, a squat and a hinge, a lunge, a carry. There's basic movements in strength training, and they're key
Mm-hmm.
to all of it. So you have to learn those basic movements right at the beginning and practice good form, because that's key.
Yeah.
Because if you haven't got good form, you could really hurt yourself. So
Mm-hmm.
right at the beginning, you need to build that foundation, learning the basic movements, and you can start with body weight, introduce resistance bands, and then start with the weights. So, as long as you've got those movements nailed, then you can start with low weights, and then, you work out with those. Then once you feel comfortable with those and you think you can go up, then so progressive overload is about increasing the sets or increasing the reps, and then increasing the weight, obviously. So there's different techniques to do progressive overload. That's what it's called. That's how you build muscles. So increasing the weight over time. So yes, but getting that foundation there of the basic movements, but you can learn that through having a good trainer, either in the gym or online, teaching you how to do it and nailing your form. And then yes, and then you can go. Go
Wow.
for it.
Very easy. You can go. We need you.
Oh. That's
Wow.
sweet. But yeah, it's just learning the form. And once you've learned it, then, progressive overload is just increasing the weight over time, or the sets and the reps. And then that's how you build muscle. So stimulating the muscle
Mm-hmm.
consistently and full body, all the muscle groups. So, back, biceps, chest, triceps, legs, shoulders, core, all of those main muscle groups you need to target in your exercise routine.
So it's important for having that consistency and gradual build up. And I'm sure you know that, of course, as a trainer and fitness instructor. So as important is to do consistent training, it's important in between the recovery and so many other factors like your nutrition, supplements, hydration. So do you want to talk a little bit about those important things?
Well, I can talk, yeah, because I talk a lot about nutrition on my Instagram. So,
Mhm.
um, yeah, nutrition is really, really 80% of it, I'd say, and to support your training, So, I went on a journey, and the first thing I gave up was alcohol, and that was age 47, and then 50, I started strength training, and that's when I started learning about the importance of protein, really, to support your muscle growth and also to support your body as you age, your muscle loss. So, yes, so protein. So, around the same time, I started eating about 100 grams of protein a day. That's what I calculated because I weigh about 50 kilograms. So, I kind of doubled that. So, in grams, 100 grams a day. So, yeah, I mean, it sounds a lot, but it's not actually when you look at it. And I just eat real food. So, I normally have a lovely yogurt breakfast, so about 250 grams of that. And my yogurt that I buy, that's about 25 grams of
Mhm.
protein in that batch there. And then I love nuts. Nuts are so important. I add some nuts in there, and that's already my 30 grams. I try and hit 30 grams or more in each of my meals.
Mhm.
So breakfast, lunch, dinner. So that's already 30 grams. So
Mhm.
I've smashed that. So then, yes, and then 30 grams in lunch and dinner. But yeah, so I started eating 100 grams of protein a day to support my muscle when I was strength training. And then, yeah, the missing piece of the jigsaw for me was sugar, really. And, I gave up ultra processed food and processed sugar then a year later. So, and that really, yeah, as I said, the last piece of jigsaw in the puzzle. But yeah, that really was
Mhm.
amazing. So, that really helped. And So I just have a very pure diet. It's high protein, as I said,
Mhm.
and I mix in lots of fiber. I have loads of fiber. I love my non-starchy veg. You know, I have veg every meal, and I have complex carbohydrates. So
Mhm.
those are things like sweet potato, white potato, quinoa, brown rice.
Mhm.
So I have kind of that's, you know, lentils, you know, complex carbohydrates give you a slow release of energy.
Mhm.
So, you know, I have those and I kind of wrap those around my training. So I like to have those around lunchtime because, you know, they're your main source of energy,
Mhm.
carbohydrates. So I like to have them around my training. So I usually train in the morning, so then I have nice carbohydrate to replace your glycogen in your muscles. So, yeah, so I have that with protein and veggies for lunch. Fiber is really important.
Mhm.
Another thing I learned on my journey was about gut health and, you know, how important it is to look after your gut
Mhm.
microbiome. It's just, it blows my mind.
Yes.
Um, the gut, I just think it's,
Mhm.
you know, I think it's an incredible little place. And we've all got different, completely different gut microbiome in our
Mhm.
bodies, and I just find it fascinating. I'm fascinated with the human body, to be honest. I find it, it's just so powerful, you know. And yeah, so yeah, the gut is so important. So you have to feed your gut, you know, you have to make sure you look after it. And, you know, fiber is so important to give your gut that nutrition that it needs.
Mhm.
So everything goes on in the gut, it really does.
Yes.
So you've got to look after it. So that's where fiber comes in. And probiotics as well, things like, gosh, yogurt, cottage
Mhm.
cheese, you know, I have all of those in my diet as well. Parmesan cheese, I mean, I never even knew, but it's fermented and, you know, that's great. I just have shavings of that on my food. I love Parmesan. It's just amazing
Yes.
cheese.
Yes.
So I eat a lot of whole foods and
Mhm.
single ingredient foods, really. So I know what's going into my dinner. I know that that's a piece of chicken. I know that that's a carrot. You know,
Mhm.
I know that that's a sweet potato. I don't have processed food. So yeah, I try and eat very clean, I suppose, and real food. Yeah. So, you know, single
Mhm.
ingredient food. So I think that's key, really. And it's key to kind of helping manage your weight and your blood sugar. So I don't have any cravings. You know, people say to me, how did you give up sugar? And I think, well, when you have a whole food, nutritious diet, you know, your blood sugar is quite stable, really, and you know, it's just trundles along. But you know, the cravings come when you spike your you know, your glucose, and you have a glucose spike. So and then you go up, and then you come crashing down, and you're like, you know. But I keep my blood sugar nice and stable. I have 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and they're full of wholesome, nutritious food, fiber, protein, you know, everything in there, probiotics, vegetables, you know, and yeah, I just feel stable. So
You
I
don't feel
don't,
you don't feel crave
no,
for sugar when you have
no,
that. It's always
no,
when you're so hungry and you're eating more and more sugary stuff, processed food, that you crave for more, and
you
your not
do.
body not have enough protein. That is one of the signs when you crave for sugar. One of
Yes.
the common questions that I always have from my patients is when to eat and when to do workout. Which ones we should do first? Should we eat first, then work out, or vice versa? So any recommendations or comments on that?
Well, it
Which should
depends when you're working out. So, you know, if you're working out, so say you're working out really early in the morning, you know, if you can fit in a banana.
Mhm.
So if you eat kind of like 30 minutes before a workout, that's fine, but it's got to be kind of kept very light. So, you know, a banana is a fantastic fruit to give you energy that can give you 90 minutes of sustained energy for a workout. A banana, just one banana. And then, you know, but if you're working out in the day, so have something to eat, you know, 2 to 3 hours before, you know, so something, you know, like protein or carbohydrates, cut down on the fats too much, keep it easily digestible, really. So cottage cheese is great, you know, anything like that, avocado, I know. And then, yeah, if you want to eat after, the magic time to eat after really a workout is between 30 and 60 minutes. So when your body needs it the most, and that's when you know, because when you work out, your muscles get depleted in glycogen and you need the protein to recover. So between 30 and 60 minutes after your workout, if you're doing strength training, and you know, so that's when you need your carbohydrates and your protein. Yeah, so that's when you need to eat
Yeah,
to help recover.
banana is great. Take banana, lots of electrolytes and minerals. So it's great and natural sugar.
Yeah,
There's
I
some
mean, it's a whole
questions here.
food. Yeah, I mean, it's great.
Ooh, so many. I don't know which one to answer.
Oh,
What about supplements? Do you take any supplements to protect and support your muscles and joints, bones?
yeah, it's a good question. The only supplement I take is HRT. So I went on to HRT when I was actually in menopause. So I'd gone through the whole of perimenopause, not even realizing that I was in perimenopause. I just thought I was going out of my mind. Um, but yeah, so then I went into menopause, and I was just having a conversation with my friend, and she said, "Oh, I think you should go to the doctor." So I did, and that's when I went on to HRT. But no, in the past I've had supplements where so you know, I think you have to be careful with supplements, I'll be honest with you, because I think people can over supplement.
Yeah.
So if you've got a really healthy, balanced diet and getting your nutrition from, you know, good food, then, you know, to then take a supplement, you've got to be careful, all right? Because you could then over supplement your body with a certain vitamin or mineral. So you just got to be careful. You know, there's been times in my life where I've taken certain vitamins, and your body will tell you if you're over supplementing, because there was one particular vitamin I had and I started getting sores in the corner of my mouth. It's really interesting. And I thought, right, I'm having too much of that. So I just stopped it. I just think, well, particularly for me, I don't take any because as I said, I've just got all my nutrition from food, really. I think, you know, you can get so much from food, good quality food. And because I don't have ultra processed food or anything like that, then yeah, it's just a very whole food, nutritious diet. And I think it seems to serve me well, so I don't need any supplements.
So you're on HRT, hormone replacement.
I am on that. Yes, yes, I am.
Yes. That's again very important. You want to look after your beautiful bones. So, and estrogen definitely it's a must for many of us. Of course, it has to be individualized, and everyone has to talk to their doctors to have the right dose and a right combination. But again, we especially us women, we're losing estrogen, so we need to replace so that's important. Again, a lot of my patients, we test some of these vitamins like vitamin D. Many of patients are low on vitamin D, and then we can replace. But as you said, one has to be careful not only
Mm.
to become overdose on these supplements, but some of them are, I mean, not good quality. Some preservatives, so additives. You have to be careful what type and brand you're taking as well. That's important. How to
Yes,
choose.
I agree. I absolutely agree. And some of these powders, you know, that they supplement their diets with, you know, I always read food labels, and that's one thing that really helped me when I gave up sugar and everything is learn how to read food labels on the back of
Mhm.
packages. Oh, sorry. And and identify what kind of are those, you know, well, some of them I didn't even know, you know, the different chemicals they put in food. It's quite shocking really what goes into processed food. But identify all the different names for sugar. I mean, there's so many different names for sugar, it's
Mhm.
unbelievable. um they try and disguise it in so many different names, but it behaves in the same way when it goes into your body, so, but yeah, it's educating yourself really. But I agree with supplements, you can over supplements, you have to be really careful, I think doing a blood test or something like that would really be useful.
Very important.
Mm.
Very important. And so, can you tell us a little bit how you help your clients to and guide them how people can reach out and find you, where to look for your details and contact you, how you work from home or you have a gym?
Oh, so I live in a little village here in the UK. So yeah, so when I first started becoming a personal trainer, so it was all face-to-face clients then. So yeah, teaching people from my gym. But now recently I've gone online. So I've just brought out my one-to-one bespoke coaching that was launched at the beginning of this month. So I wanted to kind of reach more people really and around the world, which it's enabling me to do that, which is amazing. So, but it's only me coaching, there's no one else. So I can't take on huge amounts of people, but it's lovely. I've got a number of ladies now that I'm starting to help online, and they're all over the world. It's wonderful. So yes, so I'm doing one-to-one bespoke coaching, and you can find that link in my Instagram. So Annie's Fitness Stenning, it's in my bio, and you can apply there for online coaching. But yes, shortly I'm bringing out a low ticket app, which will be £24.99, I think it is, a month, and you can subscribe to that. And in that, I'm going to do structured strength training workouts, which will be updated monthly. So people can follow those and take that off to the gym with themselves, and it includes nutrition and everything in there. So I did have an app like that before, but we're doing an upgrade at the moment. So
I see.
yes, so this will be a better version really. So that's coming out on the 9th of February, hopefully.
Soon. That's very soon. So we can have this one-on-one class with you from home, or should we be in gym with all the weights and resistance training stuff, machines?
Yes. So the one-to-one training is bespoke. So basically people tell me what they've got access to. So some people can't get access to the gym, so they say, right, I've got this at home and I've got that. I've got a bench, I've got some dumbbells, I've got some resistant bands. So then I'll just create a program for them. So yes, and then a meal plan as well. And then we have video calls and we have a chat function. I've got loads of, I love education. So I've learned so much over the years about, muscle and strength training and everything, and nutrition especially. So I like to give all lots of information in there as well. But yeah, so that's bespoke for my one-to-one clients. But so they work out at home or in the gym, depends on what they've got access to. But also on my low ticket ones, so there'll be workouts to do at home with a pair of dumbbells and a bench. A bench is a really good piece of kit to get, really. So you can do so much with a bench. Otherwise, you'll be on the floor doing it. I mean, it's just uncomfortable on the floor. I think investing in a little bench, is a good investment with some dumbbells. But you can work from home, or you can do workouts in the gym. So yeah.
And one of the other questions come up, it's about hydration. How much should we drink water? And do you add in electrolytes, powders to these water, or is it just a simple pure water drink?
Oh, so my first drink of the day, I mean, I do like a coffee, so I don't allow myself a coffee. One of the habits I've got into is just having a nice hot water, a big mug of hot water with a slice of lemon in it. So I have that. That's my first drink of the day before I'm allowed a coffee. That's one of my habits that I insist on. So yeah, so already I'm having a nice mug of coffee, and then if I do a workout, I try. I'm quite disciplined with how much water I drink in my workout. I think it's a great way of, especially strength training. I have to stop between sets, have a glug
Mhm.
of water. You know, I can drink a whole litre of water in my class. So when I'm doing a session, so it's a good excuse to drink a nice amount of water. How much do I drink in a day? It depends on your size, I suppose, and your weight, you know, but I probably drink a litre and a half to 2 litres a day, but I don't kind of measure it out or anything. I just drink consistently through the day. So, yeah, hydration is really important, but water, I just have water, and then I have a couple of, cups of coffee as well. So,
Yeah. Coffee is great. It's a great black coffee, good quality organic. It's amazing. It's an antioxidant and
I
full of
love it.
polyphenols. So many
Yeah.
studies now, even for dementia, Alzheimer's disease. And again, sleep, ladies. We know that sleep, we're suffering, many of us, with sleep problems during perimenopause and menopause. Um, but it's so important for that recovery phase. After workout, we want to sleep and give our muscles rest. So what about that? How you deal with sleep?
Oh, it's so important, sleep. It really is for recovery.
Mhm.
And, um, gosh, I think getting into a good bedtime routine, I never really kind of understood how important it was until I reached my 50s, really. And then, I mean, perimenopause was tough because your sleep's all over the place, isn't it?
Yes.
And yeah, I really suffered. That was one symptom I suffered with during my perimenopause days. And HRT does help with that. I'll be honest. The progesterone tablet that I take at night, it does help. It really does. But you know, establishing a good routine, a good bedtime routine. So I'm up really early. I do wake up early, but I like to go to bed quite early. I go to bed the same time every night. So 10 o'clock. I've got an alarm on my phone, a bedtime alarm. And,
Wow.
right, okay, time to go to bed. Okay, right, I'm off. So yeah, so I go to bed. Establishing a good routine, just doing that over and over every night, and it just teaches your body that wind down time. If you can come off your screens an hour
And
before, that's
your
so
Netflix.
it's so hard, isn't it? Oh, come on, it's the hardest thing, We watch telly, we're on our phone, it is very challenging. But
Mhm.
I think the most important thing is to try and, start to wind down and just try and relax as much as you can, and just get into a really good bedtime routine and just stick to that really as best you can. So yeah, and go to bed at a similar time every night if you can. So
Yes, very important. That
yeah,
bedtime routine is important. And first thing in the morning, I always say to patients to have natural light. That again helps with balancing your cortisol and circadian rhythm. Is to have that
yeah.
15 minutes, 20 minutes walk. If you can go out for a walk with natural light in your eyes, it's great. And helps with your night sleep as well. But progesterone, yes, many people here mentioning about progesterone in their hormone replacement therapy, and that helps. That again, it's
It does.
amazing how soothing that progesterone
Oh,
is.
it does. It relaxes me, and to be honest, I have to take it when I'm in bed because I mean, it instantly sends me off to sleep. So I take my
Mhm.
tablet, and instantly, literally about 10 minutes later, that's it. I have to sleep. So
That's great.
yeah, I think it's great. But yes, here in the UK, it's a bit of a struggle to get, as I wake up quite early, it's like it's the middle of the night sometimes. It's so dark. So
I
trying to
know.
get that sunlight into, obviously,
Yes.
when summertime comes, it's easier. But yeah, it's lovely to get that sunlight, isn't it? First thing. It's
Mhm.
so important as well. So
One
yeah.
last question I before we finish about testosterone. Do you take testosterone, and what are your thoughts on having extra testosterone, especially for workout and building up muscles?
Yeah, do you know what? I don't know enough about it because I don't take it myself. I don't actually know a huge amount about it, so I can't really express an opinion on that. I don't take it myself, so my HRT is just estrogen and progesterone.
Progesterone.
I take those two, and I was prescribed that from the doctor, and that's what he recommended for me.
Mhm.
So, yeah, so to do with muscle growth, I mean, I've just grown my muscles through strength training and eating a whole nutritious diet,
Which is
lots of
great.
protein. Um, and yeah, that's it really, just nutrition and training,
Mhm.
and that's all I've had to do. So yes, that's really worked for me.
That's great. So many people asking about collagen and creatine.
Oh,
Again,
I get asked all
these
this.
are
Yeah, no, it's fine. I want to answer all the questions. I'm here to help. So, yeah, I mean, again, I don't take creatine. I'm probably going to be slammed by all of the supplement companies. They're going to be banning me. But I mean, I just have to tell people about what's worked for me, really,
yeah.
and my journey, and that's all I can really comment on. But I haven't taken any creatine. I haven't taken any protein powders.
Yeah.
Um, I haven't taken any collagen. No, I just have a really clean, whole, nutritious
Which
diet.
is
No
amazing.
rubbish. I don't have sugar. I don't have cakes. I don't have sweets.
Alcohol, no
I
alcohol.
don't drink. I sound really boring. But you know what? I love boring. I love waking up every morning feeling the same. I get so much done. My productivity since I gave up drinking, oh my goodness, it's just gone through the roof.
Mhm.
I mean, I set up my own business, I've grown on Instagram, I've built a house, developed a flat. I mean, it just, yeah, in those 7 years, I just can't believe what's happened really. And it's just down to productivity. And before, I just have more time. I
Mhm.
think not drinking alcohol gives you more time. I'm not lazing around with hangovers on the sofa. I'm up, at 6 o'clock on a
It's true.
Sunday doing a workout.
Yes.
And then that's it. I'm out. I want to do things. I get stuff done. I mean, it just means that I've been so productive in the last 7 years. Yeah, it's incredible, really. I mean, that's just a wonderful thing
Yes.
that comes with being alcohol free, really, an alcohol free life.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I just wanted to be, I used to love going, well, I still love going out, but I just don't have alcohol now. I still go out dancing, and it's never put me off.
Mhm.
I go out, I party, I come back and I go to bed, and then I get up and do a workout the next day. So,
Mhm.
it hasn't changed in that way at all for me, because I do love going out and I love dancing,
Yeah.
so it hasn't changed. I think once you get over the fear and of thinking, oh God, I can't dance without a drink, because it's about confidence, isn't it?
Mhm.
I always thought that drinking alcohol gave me confidence, and but no, my goodness, I am so much more confident person now
Yes. I mean,
without.
it's really it's a poison. It's poison for our muscles, for our brain, memory, everything. So, bones,
Yeah,
osteoporosis, and alcohol. And then, yeah, we can't build up those beautiful muscles. So it's so important to uh, be aware of all these
yeah,
negative points for
I think you're
alcohol.
right. I think, people say to me, I can't believe that you've gone in 4 years from not lifting weights to lifting these weights that you lift now, and you're 50, and you're like, and I think, well, yeah, because I do put it down to zoning in on my nutrition. it's really played a massive part. And because I'm so disciplined with that, my progress has escalated over a short period of time. I do believe that. Um, so yeah, that's it's worked for me.
Listen, you're a great inspiration for all of
Oh,
us. It's just amazing your story. It's beautiful and
kind.
just love it. And definitely, I love to become one of your clients
I'd love to have
and start
you.
the journey. Yes.
So kind.
Amazing. It was
Oh,
great talking to you. And
thank you.
I hope you can hopefully share this video with me because you are you
Oh,
invited me.
I did. Yes. Oh, you'll have to tell me what I have to
So
do
you
now because
just at the end when we go off, it says share and you can just share and it will pop up on your screen on Insta and then you can share it with me too.
oh, okay, that's
Yeah,
great then.
it's
Right, I will.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank
It
you.
was lovely, and hopefully next when I'm in the UK,
Oh,
I
come
come and see
and
you in
see me.
yes. I mean
Please
last year I was in the health optimization talk seminar that whole the biohackers was in London
Oh,
next
wow.
last May or yeah, June. So hopefully
Is
this
that
year,
happening this year?
yes, every year it happens.
Oh,
So yeah.
wow. Maybe I
Yeah.
could find out
Health
about that then.
optimization. Yes, it
Oh,
is great.
wow.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
please let me know if you come
Yes,
over. I'd
for
love to
sure. We will
come and
stay
see
in
you.
touch here
Yeah.
and definitely, yes.
Okay.
It was
Oh, so
lovely
lovely to
meeting
see
you.
you. And
It's great.
you.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Everyone, thank you very much for being with us. It was great to see you all and hopefully see you soon.
Oh, thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.